Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the A for Business podcast. It's me, Courtney Shaw. I had a revelation today. It's Monday. I don't usually record my podcasts on Mondays, but I had one of those beautiful moments where everything just locked in, which always happens after a period of time where I'm so intensely frustrated that things feel confusing. And if I sit with that confusion and that discomfort and I wrestle with it and explore it, it's one of my favorite things to use AI for. And now that I've moved to Claude from yucky ChatGPT, I feel like it's much better at this as well, is like a thinking partner for me to just, I was literally at the supermarket today and I was like voice dumping into Claude all my thoughts about capitalism and how I cannot be motivated to just help people make money, or myself for the sake of it. I, to a fault, cannot be convinced to do anything unless it deeply resonates with what matters to me as a person. And sometimes I wish I could just be like a little more vapid, but I don't really. I'm a Scorpio. I'm like a triple Scorpio. That's never going to happen. So I was sitting with that, and then again, bringing my astrology here, because I'm an Aquarius moon, I'm very analytical and detached with my feelings. So I'm just like, let's break this down. Let's figure it out. And as I'm ranting into Claude about, how do I I feel a little disconnected from what I'm doing, because I truly want to help entrepreneurs, women especially, but it doesn't have to just be women. It's just women are especially motivating to me to create freedom, financial freedom outside of the matrix so that we can live the lives we want to live. And that's the people I work with. People who are not like, I want to build $1 million business. Though I'm cool with that. That's not a problem, but that's not typically who my people are. They're people who are like, I just want to make consistent money and not have to get a job. And this shit is so hard. And it is so hard. And it's just gotten harder. And I saw this beautiful reel from a business owner who I don't know. This is the first thing I've seen from her. Yesterday, I saved it. I was in a new folder in Instagram of this is the energy I want to bring into 2026. Is she's just like, can I be honest with you guys? I have a very successful, I can't remember, she's multiple 6-7-figure business. And I think people think oh, now it's she's out of that phase when things are just so hard all the time. And she's like, no, now I have something to lose. Now I have people whose livelihoods depend on me. Shit just gets harder every year. It's just so brutal. And it is. And we just have too much on our plates, especially anyone who has kids or is a caretaker, who has chronic illness or other, there's just your plate's smaller or there's more things on it. And even if you don't, it's all just too much. There's just too much expected of us. There's too much. We can't, my audience is millennials. Okay. And not everyone, but 90% I'd say. And as millennials, I just feel like we were really conned. We had the most, prosperous times during our, young lives, our childhood. We still remember life before the internet for maybe just our elder millennials. And now we're so disillusioned by what reality is like. And not only did we expect to have certain comforts, to be able to buy a house and have a family, we were sold that we should dream so much farther beyond that. So it's not even just that it's hard because, our biggest dreams are feeling difficult. It's hard because even our bare minimum, most of us are having a harder time than our parents did, even if our parents struggled. It's wild for me to think about how unaffordable my life is, given how much in other ways I've prospered beyond anything imaginable to where my parents were at. And yet I live in an apartment that is smaller than the starter home that I grew up in. Just happened to cost $500,000. You know what I mean? It's wild. And I know I live in one of the most expensive places in the world, but I think that used to be a lot more stratified, and now everywhere is getting a lot more expensive. I digress. So what I realized today, backing into it from my open-ended CEO time where I just sort of, I'm like, what's on my mind? And I'm just wrestling with it, usually with AI of some sort, or journaling or whatever. And I got to this point where I was like, most of the people who come to me, who are interested in working with me in a 6-figure sprint, want to work with me. Usually the objection that I get is never like, I don't think you're a good fit. And maybe people are just being nice. I do attract a lot of people pleasers. People are just being nice. But which I won't be offended if you say we're not a good fit. That doesn't bother me at all. So don't be shy. It's like, I really want to work with you, but I don't have enough revenue. Like I need to make some cash first. And I've just struggled with this for so long. I struggled with this back when I had my Yay for 100K program. It was the same thing. It's like people could see this program will help me ultimately get what I want, but I'm not ready for it yet. I don't have the cash flow yet to justify it. And I it's incredibly infuriating for everyone involved because I can see why. That all makes sense to me. And yet I'm like, oh, if only I could just get my hands on your business. And people are like, yeah, I know, but I can't. And I'm like, no, and you're making a smart decision. And oh, it's just so frustrating. And I didn't know what to do with that. Okay. And so I sat with that today. And in my conversation with Jean-Claude, as I like to call him, Jean-Claude, I was like, I feel like what I'd really love to have is a business where it's really obvious if you're a service provider at any level where you need to go. And what I mean by that is like, if my offer, I'm telling you guys like literally what happened in my chat today. It's like, if there was literally offers that were like, here's where you go to book your first client. Here's where you go when you need to get to like consistent 2 to 5K months. Here's where you go if you've already done that. And it's like, depending on where you're at, it's like, this is where you go. And this program or this offer or like whatever this is designed to get you from literally where you are right now. And it's positioned and priced and packaged for where you are right now. And like, will help you to get to the next step, which then you're ready for the next offer if you want to continue, right? And I was like, that would just be so lovely for my brain. And right now my offerings just aren't like positioned that way. It's like Yay for Clients is like the full system that everyone needs no matter what level they're at. And so then it's not clear for people what to do exactly if they're just like, I just need to get to like honestly, if I get like 2K months consistently, that'd be a great milestone. Now I want to get to 5K months, right? Consistently. And so as I was going back and forth with Claude, I feel like I realized I've been doing you guys dirty. I realized that I have clients in the 6-figure sprint who are a little bit paralyzed because they haven't benefited from the momentum of consistency. And now they're trying to create a signature offer that's not commodified. And when you don't have enough, what I'm realizing is that when you don't have enough momentum from like working with enough people regularly, it's too hard to see how this signature service clicks and like sell it and have enough people who are like right there ready to buy it. And because I have so many, because I'm like, yeah, ultimately that's what you need to have in order to have the freedom and have a machine and not just be like, your business is you and it's all focused on you. So I'm like, I want people starting that way. And I do want people ultimately starting me like, I'd love to have a 100K business, but so many people have been like, I want that, but it still just feels a little too far beyond reach, even though I understand everything that you're saying. And I needed to listen. And so I uploaded all my past applications for 6-figure sprint into this Claude conversation. And I was like, does the data from these applications like support this hypothesis of needing to focus on people hitting certain check marks in their revenue or not? And me realizing people who are 0 to 2K and people who are 2 to 5K and people who are 5+K, actually, it's not fundamentally different approaches, but the details are different and that matters. And I need to make sure that if you come to my business and you want, I just need to get consistent cash coming in. Like I would love to ultimately work with you, but I'm kind of leaving you hanging on like, how do you get even enough cash to be ready for that? I want there to be a place for you to get that because you want it and I'm not giving it to you. Okay. And Claude was like, yeah, this absolutely is supported. Your hypothesis is strongly supported. Here's the breakdown. Um, a lot of people are saying things like, I'd be happy with revenue with any revenue at this point. Okay. Someone who wants to go is so ready. I would love to I'm doing 200K math on paper on like how to get there, but I haven't had any clients yet in this new offer, in this new business. Somebody who's like, I'm literally at $0 a month. I have 2 clients in the pipeline, but they're not paying yet. My minimum goal is, this is another person, my minimum goal is 3K a month. I'm currently not there. I'm still hourly based. Like, people who desperately want to get there. Like, they could see the anchor of 6-figure sprint. They're like, yes, but like, I can't just like pretend I'm ready when I'm not. People who have no service yet, they have things, but there's no traction. Okay. Maybe traction's a better word than momentum. People say 100K, but they actually just need some stability. So people say, I'd be thrilled with 100K, but it feels too big a leap. I need a stepping stone at 50K. Brilliant. That's like literally, that puts it in like exactly. I'd like to get to 5K first. But I am applying for the 6-figure sprint. So like, people are telling me this. I just wasn't seeing the through line. As a school teacher making 5K a month from her job, wants to just replace that, but doesn't have clients yet, cannot justify joining the 6-figure sprint yet. Someone said, my dream offer doesn't exist yet. I want a group program, but it's just like, it just can't see, like, again, not having cash right now is preventing from being able to do anything. So it's like almost like the vision and wanting to get to the vision is causing you to want to skip steps, and then you're just paralyzed, and then you're not making enough money. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any other things here within, it's just a really, really common thing. So about 60% of people applying for the 6-figure sprint, this is just people applying, right? They're like, I guess this is where I need to go because like, that's what you have for me, are like needing validation, are pivoting something that it's going to cause a lot of issues, because because you've gotten people paying you for one thing doesn't mean you can just pivot into another thing and like just continue that. And so here's what I want to share with you in this episode. Let me scroll back up to my notes here. Okay. I want to help you make money first, make money fast. And what's going to help you make money fast is not the same thing that I would have you do in your first sprint with me in the 6-figure sprint. And my goal when you start the 6-figure sprint is not generate cash right this second. Because really, when you join the 6-figure sprint, we should be in a place where we're not just like, I need cash, I need cash, I need cash, I need cash. Like, we always need cash, but it's not this desperate, I need to make ends meet situation. That's the ideal setup. And so what I want to do is craft what am I trying to say? Like a map, like a roadmap for what you need to do in order to get from 0 to 2K, to get from 2K to 5K. And then so that I hope that just gave you so much relief hearing it, because then you know exactly where you fit in what I'm doing. And if you want to work with me, you know exactly where to go, and there's a place for you. And so far there hasn't been. And so what I realized is that the map to get from 0 to 2K and 2K to 5K is different from 5K to 10K, 10K to 20K, okay, which can all kind of go together in a lot of ways. And from 0K to 5K, even though there's a milestone within there, which I think is like 2K, is that's like the details are a little bit different on those, but the overall is going to be the same. All right. And overall, if you're not at 5K a month yet with consistency, not meaning every single month is over 5K, but that if you look at the last 6 months, the last 3 months, you're at 5K average. Okay. If you're not there yet, this is what I want you to do. And it's not fundamentally different from what I teach in the client booking machine or Yay for Clients or the 6-figure sprint. It's a different spin on it. It's like a different outfit on it, if that makes sense. Okay. So here's what you need to do if you are just like in that position. This is who this podcast is for. Okay. So you're still going to have what I would call a mini offer and a signature offer. The difference being Like I like to picture it like a pyramid and the mini offers on the bottom and it has $1 sign and then the signature offer is on top and it has $3 signs. I don't want you having more offers than that. That's where it gets confusing. We need to limit it because a lot of you are custom. We still need to stop the customizing, okay? But I do want you to be commodified. I do. Because until you can get to consistency commodified, you're not going to get anywhere decommodifying yourself. You're just not ready. You just haven't earned the chops. You haven't earned the traction. It's just going to be a slog, okay? So I want you to have a mini offer that leads into a bigger offer, but it's a commodity. So here's what I mean by that. That mini offer is going to be, if you are doing like coaching or consulting, it's going to be a 1-hour call. If you are a done-for-you service provider, you're a web designer, a photographer, a graphic designer, a copywriter, something like that, it's going to be a smaller service, okay? Like an audit, a review, something like that, okay? And it's going to be something that you could do in an hour, right? Deliver start to finish in an hour. And that thing is going to be, we're going to call it the $100 test, okay? So what I want you to picture is from 0 to 2K, if you're in that range, we're going to start with you, okay? From 0 to 2K, I need to see that you can get 5 people to book that $100 thing, ideally in 1 month, okay? Because ideally, like this is showing like the 2K a month, okay? So 5 people to book that $100 thing, and then at least 2 of those people to want to continue with you in something that is between $500 and $1,000. I'm going to call it $750, okay? Because if you get 5 people at $100 and 2 people at $750, you're at $2,000, okay? So it's the same idea as the mini service method that I teach for creating your non-commodified signature service in your client booking machine. You're still doing that. It's just that when you're trying to create this like really unique signature offer, you're not focused and you don't have cash coming in. Like we need to back up. Like you're skipping steps and you're going to be thinking too much about what you want to create, especially if you're making a pivot or a change in your business and you haven't validated that anyone wants to pay for that yet. And so many people are like, I work as, let's say I'm going to make something up. Like I work as a copywriter and I want to start doing coaching on like women's health. And it's like, but I have a copywriting business. So I just need to, it's like, I know what I'm doing. It's like, no, literally nothing applies. You have to start from scratch. So you can't just go, I'm going to create a signature service off the bat. You got to start with like, what can I get someone to pay me for $100 for 1 hour in that realm? Like, and what that requires you to do is go, what is the commodity that people are already paying for in that realm? And can I get people to pay me for it? And if not, I'm not fucking ready. So what is the realm in which I can get people to pay me $100 for an hour of work? That's your first question. So if you're already a VA, you're already a photographer, you're already a copywriter, that's where you need to start. Don't start with what's the new thing I want to transition to. You start with what's the thing I already can do, the thing I already have chops in, the thing that I already can sell. Because what we're doing in this phase from 0 to 2K is we're not building your dream business. We're getting you fucking cash. We're getting you right now money. And your desire to build your dream offer is why you are broke AF. Follow the money. That's as simple as that. When I came back to my business in the beginning of 2025, I followed the money. Now, I was in a position where I had an audience that was a little dormant, but I had an audience of people who were aware of me and had a relationship with me, right? Like that knew me. And I could just create a coaching program where I could really commodify it, right? Courtney for a quarter. And it was like, it's going to be a certain amount of coaching sessions at a ridiculously affordable price. And I'd already built up enough clout to be able to do that, even that, right? So I didn't do the smaller offer into it. Again, I had built enough traction that I could do that. But the idea is I still created a very commodified offer focused on sessions. It still was focused on a result, and I still had enough people that I could reach out to do that, right? And I knew that I had skills that I could get people to pay me at least a couple $1,000s to do this thing. So I made it really affordable, all right? Then as I built traction with that, I was able to transition that into the 6-figure sprint, because then there's a point where having the commodified thing is actually a problem because you hit a ceiling really fast. But I want you to hit the ceiling with the commodified thing. I do not want you creating custom proposals and being a freelancer. I do not want that. I want an in-between between custom proposals and freelancing and signature offer client booking machine. We need traction. We need cash flow. We need you booking out work and making money. It's going to be great for your ego. It's going to be great for your mindset, for your confidence, all of that, okay? So here's what I want you to do. You're going to do that $100 test. And if you can't get 5 people to pay you $100, we need to talk about what we're doing, right? Like, if I can get 500 people to pay me $100 for this commodity, I either don't have people around, I don't know people that are going to do it, I haven't done the work to get them to book it, or I don't have the skill set to offer that, right? Like, if I try to get 100 people, or 5 people to pay me $100 to translate something into Russian for them, I wouldn't be able to do that because I don't speak or know Russian at all whatsoever. Spasiba, okay? So that's that's just what it is, okay? So how is this different from the paid mini service? It's not really. The difference is the outfit. With the paid mini service, we are designing the rainbow of sales and then we're showing people why they need the thing. With this version, I'm saying, what are they already willing to pay for? Do it. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't want you designing the thing you want. This is the main idea that I need you to hear in this episode or you've missed the whole plot. Fuck your vision and what you want to do. What will people pay you for right now? Do that. Make money. Get the cash. You are choking yourself and suffocating yourself on your vision and your dream of what you want to do, and you got no money coming in. And the only people who can afford to do that, and I know people who can afford to do that, and I've been in positions before where I could afford to do that, is when you don't need the cash. But I know, because I have the data to prove it, that people who are in my sphere need the fucking cash. So stop being addicted to being broke on the, premise of like having a dream, because there's nothing admirable about it. You're stuck in survival mode. You're not helping anybody and you have no freedom. There's nothing admirable about this. Go spend your time doing work that people are willing to pay for. Make sure it's consistent. Get to $2,000 a month. Now, once you get to $2,000 a month, what we're going to do is we're going to raise the rates on that thing. Okay. We're going to go, what have I learned from getting to 2K a month? We're going to hone everything in. We're going to raise the prices. We're going to get closer to the signature offer. Okay. So maybe now I know, I need to be a little bit more specific in the sales of this $100 thing. And I know how to position that a little better. It's still a commodity. I'm still offering a, sales page review video, whatever, hour call, whatever it is. But I can be smarter in how I'm positioning it and tighten that up a bit. Maybe I'm raising the price a little bit, or I'm getting more people to book it. So I'm going from 5 people to 10, or I'm going from $100 to $200. Okay. Either one would double what you're making from that. So if I go from 5 to 10, I'm now making $1,000 from this entry level thing a month. Again, it's a month, not just once, a month. Now I need 3 or 4 people to come out of that into my signature offer. That is now, it could still be, by the way, it could still be at $1,000 because there you go, there you have $5,000. Okay. But the trick here, the real difference is you don't need to go through all of this psychology of crafting a signature service. We're just going, where's the money? Where's the money for me to live right now? What's the thing that's easy to sell that I can already do, that's already in my sphere that I can do? All right. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you're selling that offer and you have that consistent. And now we can turn it into a signature offer. Here's what I ask people when they are truly I have no clients. How do I get clients? Clients. This is what I say. And every time I ask this question, people have the same answer. And I'm sorry if this question is off-putting. I'll say, gun to your head. You have to book a new client in the next 24 hours. What do you do? What do you do? There's only one answer. There's only one answer anyone has ever given me, and there's only one answer. You contact everyone you know and you ask them if they want to work with you. You give them an offer. So why haven't you done that yet? You tell me you want to make money, but you won't do the one thing that's going to bring the clients in. You might be afraid of rejection, all of that. But all of the reasons you haven't done it have somehow become more important to you than making that money. And I love that you don't live and die by money and you're not willing to do anything for money and you're anti-capitalist. And I love all that. I do. Who's it helping? Who's it helping that you're not making any money because you don't want to offer people something? See, no matter what you do, you're going to have to get over that. You're just going to have to. It has to become urgent enough to you. You'll either do that or you'll go get a job. That's it. And if you're in this position where you need money, and listen, the world is so expensive. It's gotten harder in every single way. People used to be able to get by with kind of like half-assed business skills for a year and then and it would fizzle out. Now it's like you cannot. I am telling you right now, this is how you get the money coming in. You have to hit these check marks and you have to do it in order. Or you're going to struggle. And you might not be going and getting a job. And that's, by the way, that's totally fine. None of that, this is all neutral. I'm just saying those are your options. There is no third option. So what I'm going to do is I've decided this over this weekend and I don't know the details yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be creating an offer to fill this gap in my business. I'm going to be creating an offer that creates some urgency around it. It'll likely be like an 8-week thing. I'm going to do it soon. Okay. I didn't want to switch my plans this year and this quarter because I was very much like, I want to stay on what I'm doing and not change things, but I couldn't ignore this anymore. I couldn't ignore that most people can't even get to the point yet where cash is coming in regularly. That's on me. That's on me. That's not on you. And I needed to face that I haven't solved that problem for people by giving them Yay for Clients. Yay for Clients does not solve that problem. Yay for Clients is exactly ultimately what you need to do. But there's a different flavor to it and timeline to it if you need cash right now, if you need to hit the 2K a month milestone or the 5K a month milestone. So I'm going to tell you in this experience exactly what you need to offer and at what price point. I'll give you a little bit of a range, but otherwise I'm going to be like $100, $750. And you're going to go out there and you're going to book it and you're going to make cash. It's not going to be your dream offer. But I think what you're going to realize when you start getting people to pay you again in a consistent way, that's not bending over backwards doing custom offers, and it's not creating this like epic signature offer that you feel like you need to do, but you just haven't gotten the evidence and momentum and experience to be ready for that, that it's going to feel really good. It's going to feel really, really good. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be sharing more details soon. Again, like this is very nascent, but I move fast. So once something's clicked for me, it's go time. I look forward to sharing more details with you. Please keep an eye out on my Instagram and your inbox and this, like wherever you're watching this video or listening to this podcast episode, because I will be sharing more about that. My goal right now, what I'd really like to make happen is an experience that starts in the beginning of April 2026. So that's like, it's March 2nd right now as I'm recording this. So we're less than a month out. So keep your eyes and ears open for details about that. But essentially, if you're in that position right now, you just need the cash coming in, that's what we're going to do. But we're going to do it in a way that's not putting you on the feast and famine cycle. It's going to be in a way that is the stepping stone into building your client booking machine and your 6-figure service-based business. And I deeply apologize that it took me this long to see what is happening, but I'm very, very excited to be filling this gap now. I want there to be a place for you in my business, in my offerings, no matter where you're at. If you're a service provider, I want you to be able to see, I start here, I go here, I go here, I go here. done. I want you to be able to stay with me the whole time. And right now, I feel like there's a lot of people, the majority of people, that I am leaving hanging. And, I wish I'd seen it sooner, but it took this long. I was kind of stuck in my own, like, how I've got things, and that happens. Hey, it's what's happening to you. It's why you're stuck in this position right now too, by the way. But now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, if this podcast episode resonated with you, please come send me a DM on Instagram and let me know let me know that it resonated with you, why it resonated with you, whatever you want to say. You can send me a voice memo. That is so helpful for me to understand, because if people are like, yeah, okay, that's mildly interesting, then I am very wrong about everything I've just said today. So please let me know if I'm not wrong. Come over to Instagram at Courtney Shaw and let me know. All right, look forward to sharing more details with you about this as I decide them. And hopefully we'll get you that cash flow in April, May. That's what we're going to be doing. All right, I will chat with you soon.